Yo, what's going on, dude? I want to send you this quick video to explain to you exactly what more than music is. So I made you this beautiful presentation. More than music is something I created to help musicians understand how to get more views on their music content. It takes so long to get good at music that a lot of musicians don't spend a lot of time focusing on content when it's really simple. Like some of the things you could be putting out, trying to promote your beats or trying to promote your songs or just trying to promote what you're doing in order to network, connect with people, just to grow your own little brand and community in order to get more eyeballs on what you're doing. Like all the stuff you're putting out on Instagram, all the stuff you might be putting out on YouTube could be getting 10x more views just by doing things that I've taken the time to study big YouTubers and stuff like that. And because I enjoy making videos just as much as I enjoy making music, we'll say. Grow your content, grow your music reach, get an endless floods of fans craving your music. Like I can't put out enough videos. Like I just dropped one Saturday and people are already can't wait for the next one. Thousands of comments. It's just like making content is free. People can consume it. If you make good content, people consume it. You end up getting more views towards it and you end up building more fans. And it's just like this never ending flood. And making organic content is such an important thing in today's world. Lots of companies are even putting less attention towards spending money on ads and putting more attention in order to build that organic thing. And for music, that's all you got. You have to build a following unless you want to literally be Justin Bieber and or get lucky. So here we go. Why does this work? Creating a fan base, creating organic. Here's a TikTok that got 5 million views. Here's the last video I posted. It's got 300K views in 3 days. People are hitting me up. They're subscribing. I'm promoting this. I can kind of do whatever I want with this attention. Building an audience is not as hard as you think, and it allows you to build fans, which we all love. We all want a community of people that are supporting what you're doing and can't wait for the next thing. You can build a network. I've built a crazy network of creatives, I connected with lawyers this way. I don't have a manager, but if I wanted to find a manager, it's very easy. You can connect with producers, artists. You can make things happen. We made a rap cipher happen in 3 days just from sending out a tweet or, just a community tab post. You can build your network, connect with bigger artists, connect with bigger musicians if that's what you're trying to do. You can make money in several different avenues. I currently have too many streams of revenue and need to really focus on less things in order to grow. That's my issue. If someone can help me with that. And if you want to get signed, the best way to do that is to gain a following and get attention. If that's what you're trying to do, some people, you still want to be in the music industry. If that's part of your goal is to I want to win a Grammy. It's hard to do that independently. I mean, it's coming. The days are coming, but it's hard to do that independently. The main thing I'm going to be teaching in this community, the main thing I'm going to really be trying to get people to understand is why some content works. I've had a lot of videos get some views on YouTube specifically before I understood why and before I started studying. And it used to drive me insane because I would look at a video and I'd be and it would get a lot of views. And then what I would try to do is replicate it. And I'd try to do the same thing again. It just wouldn't work. And I'd be like, what the heck? Why didn't this, this one got 10,000 views. Why didn't this one get 10,000 views? And it wasn't until 4 years ago or so, I started really diving into analytics and understanding not only what platforms want, they want you to watch a video for longer. They want you to watch a video for a longer amount of time across millions of people. But also, what are tactics to keep people watching your videos? Because you can think about it in two ways. There's algorithms that determine what people enjoy, which are constantly changing. And then there's people. There's people that are on their phones, scrolling, watching YouTube videos, on their TVs, on their laptops, and they're consuming the stuff you're putting out. They're listening to your music. They're consuming the content you put out, promoting it. And it's how do you get those people to watch longer? And more importantly, the way I like to think about it is, what part of your video are they skipping to the next one? If it's TikTok, I think a lot of people would be surprised. You make this great TikTok and go, man, this is great. And you love it as a video. And you just play it on your computer. It's great. But when you put that on a platform like TikTok or Instagram or YouTube, it's like people are going to skip it right away. There's lots of little tactics, like for a short form content, you have to say something within the first second that's interested in. These ones specifically, unknown rapper gets a chance to shine. These are all longer videos as well, but you want something within the first frame of the video that catches their attention. The caption is I'm going more into depth with this. Okay, for YouTube, why does one work and the other doesn't? There's been many squirrel obstacle course videos that kind of sit around this many views, 500,000, 479,000, which is a lot of views for maybe a music producer or something. But when it comes to the topic, it's really not a lot of views. This is the same concept. It's an obstacle course with squirrels, but it has 131 million views. So clearly people are interested in this topic, which is squirrels doing obstacle courses. But the storytelling and the psychological tactics used and the watch time contributed, plus the packaging of it all, the thumbnail and the title. The packaging of all of this together is what created all those views. And it's not because the way you have to look at it is like each person individually, how much longer did they watch, what percentage of people clicked the video, which is called click-through rate, and how long did they watch the video. Because if I go to this video and then, if 4% of people click on this squirrel obstacle course and they watch like 30 seconds of it, that's 25% retention on a video like this. Is 20%-ish retention on a video like this. YouTube kind of goes, 400,000 views, 20%. No more people want to watch this. But this video specifically, it's so meticulously crafted, and the thumbnail is so thought out about what represents a squirrel maze, Ninja Warrior obstacle course. Like what represents that in a thumbnail? How do you package that in the title? I think the title probably could be better, to be honest, but this is from 4 years ago. And even Mark is even using like the description here when people see it. Like I think he's using this almost as like a third part of the packaging. Squirrels were stealing my bird seed, so I solved the problem with mechanical engineering. So right away he addresses the problem in the video. They were stealing his bird seed, so he wanted to make it a bird feeder. They were stealing from the birds in his neighborhood. He wanted to make a bird feeder that would make it so squirrels could make it impossible to steal. And he had to make it harder and harder and harder because they kept finding ways to get to the bird feeder. So he designed this entire Ninja Warrior course. And the winner would like not only get the bird seed, but he put some bonuses in there as well. So and then in between that, he story tells like and makes up names, but that's just like little bonus stuff. But yeah. Understanding the analytics, what I just talked about, is huge. This is one of my early videos that I thought was good, thought it was amazing. 3 minutes. If you have a 3-minute video, they better be watching 2 minutes and 50 seconds of that if you want to try to get to more people. I thought this was amazing. People just didn't care. It was pretty much just like a beat playing is what this was. 1,400 views, and I thought this video was amazing. But the little saying here that comes from Mr. Beast, a 10% better video won't get you 10% more. It gets you gets you 10 times more views. It won't get you 10% more views. If you make your video just a little bit better and improve a section here where maybe you can anticipate a reward at the end and you can address a problem right away, address a question, just get people enticed in some way at the beginning of the video, write out your hook, you can get people watching the rest of it. It's really about storytelling at the end of it. I think the main thing here is teaching you guys how to storytell around your music. How can you storytell and implement your music? You can do something like, hop on a trend and play your tracks. And you can do something like, I did some videos that are like pranks. You can do stuff like that. You don't have to have a hook. The story doesn't have to be crazy, and it can get views. But the biggest hack is if you learn how to storytell around your music and use tactics that these platforms really like in order to keep people for longer and get more views. Because the longer you hold someone on a video, the more it tells YouTube people are going to like this. This is literally the last video I posted. It's a 34-minute video, which is pretty long for me, and I have 50% retention pretty much throughout the whole video. It drops in the beginning because of the way I packaged it in the intro. The way I packaged it in the intro was, showing off a lot of the beat battle. So it's like they heard me play the beats too much in the intro. They saw me in my outfit, so the scene where I was getting into an outfit wasn't really enticing, and they kind of just wanted to get to the intro. But there's not very much of a dip here. I think a lot of people's videos on Instagram and TikTok are literally going to look like worse than this. They're going to dip immediately. People don't care. You have to entertain people first, and then you have to introduce your music. You have to offer something to people. A marketing tactic that people do and I've used is giving someone something for free and then getting them into their email list, warming them up to give them something else. Here's my something for free to help that you join more of the music. This is my most recent video. It has about 100,000 views in the first 24 hours. 34-minute retention. If I have like a 14-minute video, this retention is going to look more like 60 or 70%. If it's a good video, if it's a bad video, it will look like this. But for 34 minutes, I've been testing some longer video ideas, and it's been doing pretty good. So I think there's ways to improve it. I think maybe there's ways to improve the intro, and sometimes it's just the topic. If you do make a video where I'm going to go underwater and hold my breath as long as possible. Actually, that's kind of interesting. But if certain videos, certain topics, certain like title, thumbnail, certain ideas that you might have for a short, they're only going to get so many views no matter how much you optimize the first 10 seconds and the entire video. So the main thing you want to think of is like, what is that idea? Like, I showed my high school friends my beats and they didn't even know I made beats. Okay, that's one idea. Let's do another one. There's one that went a little viral for the Jake with a V, JVKE, and it was showing my old piano teacher like my skills or something, and he was playing one of his songs, playing one of his popular songs that now has hundreds of millions of streams from that video, and it was like getting the reaction. Throw in reaction elements. There's a lot of stuff to. There's a lot of tricks that you can add into videos. For example, what's more interesting, me sitting here and making a beat, or me trying a different style of music I've never made before and recording to it and getting some significant person's reaction in real time? It's like there's little things you can sprinkle into your videos that you're already making probably to try to promote what you're doing, rather than just standing there and playing your track and thinking that it's going to do something. Okay. But how do you do this? The video with 100,000 views in 24 hours has a 13-minute average view duration. The video with 1,400 views has a minute. How do you keep people for 13 minutes or, for 60, 70%? On YouTube Shorts, it's like 80, 90% is a big thing on YouTube Shorts to keep people. How do you keep people for 80, 90% of one of your videos, one of your shorts? And that's learning how to storytell. That's what I was talking about earlier. An easy way to storytell is to immediately address the problem or question. What's the problem or question? My last video where I went undercover in a beat battle, it was, can I go undercover and not use my name, Kyle Beats, like not risk anyone knowing who I am, and just use the power of my beats to win something, to show that I'm a real producer? Because I make all these YouTube videos and I think I'm a fire producer, and people compliment me and I get noticed, all this stuff, and I've worked with cool people, but am I actually a real YouTube producer, or am I actually a real music producer? And can I compete with these people that all they do is make beats? Or is this just a fad and I just am a YouTuber, and you know what I mean? Immediately addressed it. And you can add in side quests and stuff like that. And then like, what's the result? What's the solution? What's the reward? I made a big thing of like the belts that they give out. Like I could have just said, and hopefully I can win, but I made a big thing of like the belts. I have B-roll of the guy holding the belt, and because I want to get my hands on that belt, and I made steps to get there. I have to get into a disguise. I have to make beats for this battle. I have to get accepted into the battle as this fake person. I have to go to the contest, and then once I got to the contest, that was such a huge chunk of the video that I was like putting it into steps. I was putting it into, I made it visual so people could see it. Round 1, round 2, round 3, round 4, and then round 5 is where I win the belt. And spoiler alert, I didn't win the belt, but I did make it later in the rounds, and it was cool to see the progression. The hook is basically what's the first thing you say in the video. This applies for long form and short form. What's the first thing that happens? In short form content, it can be visual. It can be like, what is happening as the video starts? Like, is something crazy about to happen? Is there something interesting to people? Is there something stimulating, like satisfying? There's millions and millions of ways you can do this. That's why I encourage you to just write down ideas. And then immediately from there, have some sort of problem, question, reward. And then what's the journey to get there? Is there a journey to get there that you can't just skip to the end? Like, you know, if there's a video where here's a paper airplane that's already made, and I'm going to throw it off the Grand Canyon and see how far it goes. And the video starts and you're at the Grand Canyon, and it's like, that's hard to like tell a story, right? That's hard to tell a story of like, I'm just going to skip to see how far you throw the paper airplane. But can you find ways to make that a journey? Like can you maybe start in the video by making a paper airplane as you say the hook, and then you're in your backyard and you throw the paper airplane and it goes 10 feet. And you're like, I'm going to try to break the world record at the Grand Canyon. But first I need to learn how to throw this thing. And then I need to do this. And then I need this. And we're going to practice here, here, and here. And then we're going to travel to the Grand Canyon to see if I can break the world record for paper airplane throws. Because then you want to sit through the journey to get that satisfaction of like, oh, he barely knows how to make a paper airplane. He threw it 5 feet in his backyard. I want to see if he can actually do this. Rather than like, I'm here, airplane's already made, and I'm about to throw it right now. It's like there's no reason for you to wait through anything before that. So it's like have some sort of reason why they have to watch. On shorts, I'll be honest, sometimes on shorts, you know, I know now you can kind of skip through them. So this is probably erased now. But sometimes when you have a short that's less than a minute, depending on the platform, they're forced to watch it. So sometimes it's like, oh, something's about to happen and they have to watch it. But it's more beneficial to get better at storytelling. Okay, holy smokes. Packaging. Packaging is basically, why is that doing that? Packaging is basically how do you present your content for people? On YouTube, it's basically like, what do you see and feel when you look at something? When you see a short and you scroll, what do you see and feel? Like really dissect it. On YouTube, it's the thumbnail, which is this. It's the title. It's the first 5 to 10 seconds of the video. Because when you scroll over someone or you're scrolling on YouTube itself, the video starts to just play now. So you're watching the first 5 seconds of the video on mute sometimes even longer. Sometimes you unmute it right there. So does the thumbnail match the first 5 seconds? And does that visually want to entice you in? Short form content. Oh, that's for YouTube. Short form content is I'm looking at what I wrote. Short form content is the caption, which I have this on the next page. Caption, the first frame, the hook, and caption number 2. Also, part of this is how does it look visually on mute? Because a lot of people are not in a place where they're going to play your video. Like, think about how many times are you scrolling when you're bored and you're not even going to play the video. So does it visually within the first 2 seconds make you want to watch it? Whether that's captions or whether that's just like what's happening. Does it make you want to either just put it really low or like save it for later? Caption 1. I call this caption 1 because this is the first thing you see right here. The moment he realized it was fire. This video, I go back and forth with my friend Matt was sitting there kind of scrolling on his phone. He's clearly the rapper. I'm the producer, fully focused. This video got 4 million views. He's just sitting there. So the caption, the moment he realized it was fire, within 1 second, I already cut back and forth from me to him. You can hear the music playing. This is the first frame of the video. It's well lit. I'm in the center of the screen. Caption 2 is this. The caption 1 and caption 2 kind of support each other, kind of like the Mark Rober video. Like this is like the first thing you see, 1, 2, and then this is the third thing. In a YouTube video, it's like the title and the thumbnail kind of support each other. On shorts, it's the caption 1 and then the caption 2 kind of support each other, kind of help you tell that story before they really get into it. And this is a good example of this video. If you go watch it, it's from a while ago, but it's a good example of the hook not being like, all right, I'm going to try to, throw a paper airplane down the Grand Canyon and see how far it goes. It's like this video was more visually like a hook, like we're fully focused on something. Like there's 3 different ways of having a hook in the beginning of the video. Address a problem or question. That's storytelling. That's my favorite way. Something that's interesting or satisfying. Sometimes like if a dude is just hitting about to hit a, imagine you're just about to hit a golf ball in the water. There's no sound. You're in a beautiful island. And it's just like part of that factor is satisfying. Some dude just hitting golf balls and you hear the sound, you hear the water, you hear some island bird. Like there is things that work that are just like interesting or satisfying with no reason. It just keeps you from scrolling. Scroll stoppers. The other way, which is also a really good way on shorts, is anticipating, which another version of the golf one would be something that is you're anticipating something happening. So it's like some guy warming up to hit this golf ball. It's visually appealing with the water and you're on an island and he's about to hit this golf ball and you just want to see him hit it, right? You're going to stay, for the most part, you got about 5-10 seconds depending on the person. You're going to stay to see him hit the golf ball. And obviously that depends if you like golf, that depends on a few other things. The storytelling aspect is my favorite one. Have a question or problem. The question can be in the caption. Have a solution. Like what is about to happen. Some of the best shorts that like Mr. Beast or these people post is like, I'm going to give $100 to someone who wants to go to Paris, and this is not the exact thing. We should probably look it up, but there's something that's going to happen for a reward, and then it kind of embodies all of these things. You're anticipating if someone will take the $100 to go to Paris to get him a baguette. It's satisfying because it's like the dude traveling and going to Paris. It's like has this element of like interest. This is an interesting thing. Bro's hopping on a flight. He was just walking to class. You're anticipating him coming back to see his reaction, and a storytelling aspect. So the greatest people will do all 3. Conclusion. Here's my conclusion. And why, if you're making music and you want to get more views on what you're doing and you don't know any of this, why I think you should sign up for at least 1 month of More Than Music, because it will help skip years of trial and error making content. Making music is hard enough. You don't need to waste as much time as I did trying to study it. Because, if you're making a beat for content and you're making a song, once they start hearing the 808s, once they start hearing the drums, once that loops once and they get to the part where the drop is, they're gone. Once they hear the hook and the verse once, they're gone. There's certain strategies that I've learned when making music content. There's so much stuff that can help you get more views just by doing certain things right. Better content that people watch for longer equals more views, because these platforms want you to stay on there longer. So if you're able to have people stay longer and watch your videos, it might sound like, oh, I'm tricking you to watch my video. But if you do it, if you understand it, you can do it in an authentic way where people don't even realize what's happening. And you can keep your dignity and keep authenticity. A lot of people think, oh, I'm not going to go on TikTok and do dances. That's like a thing people say in the music industry, but it's really not that complicated. You just have to know how to storytell. Implement your music in that content, more music growth, have a goal and why, and what you're creating and why. This is something that I've helped people with that are in More Than Music already. It's just like, what are you doing this for? What's your goal? And stay focused to it. I've myself have personally gone all over the place with my goals. I'm like, I'm going to be the Mr. Beast of YouTube and, trying to get as many views as possible. And then I'm like, I have a really good idea for a product. But at the end of the day, the thing I've always continued to do is make videos and make content, because that is just my safety net, is like always having, always understanding it is the biggest part, because I think if my channel died, I could create another one. And also always understanding it, and then always like having the channel to lean back on. Because even if you get 1 million followers, if you don't know how to keep people's attention and storytell, it doesn't matter. These platforms will just suffocate your things. If you don't make another good video that people are interested in, These platforms don't care. It doesn't matter about your follower. It just helps you reach more people. But if you make a bad video, it doesn't matter. You have to know this stuff if you want to be successful. And once you start doing it, if you have a bias towards it, once you start doing it, you will not have a bias towards it anymore because it's fun. And this is literally life. We're all storytellers. We're storytellers in our music. We're storytellers in our content. We're storytellers when we go and get a coffee and we're telling someone something, we're going to say it in a way to keep their attention. All right. When you talk to your friends and you have a crazy story for them, bro, you're going to never guess what happened. Do you remember this person? Well, dude, this person from this, and this, you're like educating them. Like that is literally storytelling. And then because they know that you're going to get to some crazy conclusion because I have a crazy story for you. And then you end with the holy shit moment. And then maybe some conclusion. And it's like, that's your story to your friend. Like everyone's already kind of doing it. So it's not as hard as you think. But yeah, I just wanted to give you that little pitch right there. There's my little pitch. More of the music. This thing is dropping on Friday, so you can join. If you join for a month, there's going to be a ton of bonuses for Black Friday. You're going to get basically everything I've ever done ever. Wow, that looks crazy. That's not actually blinking like that. You're going to get every single pack I've ever put out, pretty much ever. You're going to get a bunch of bonuses for Black Friday, and it's going to be dope. So I hope you join, even if you just join this one time for 1 month. If you don't like it, you can get refunded. It's really risk-free. I'm going to be meeting with everyone every single week on a Zoom call just like this, literally exactly like this, going through what you're doing. And I have a bunch of other cool, exciting stuff, but the main thing I want to focus on is getting more views to your content. But I do have other things because music is a big factor of it. If you're trying to promote your music, if you're trying to specifically promote your music, I'm going to have resources of like engineers and Spotify organic and things like that to where you can get more than just learning how to make content. Because, mixing and producing and some of that stuff is a part of it. So yeah, there's my spiel. How was that? No way. This is 27 minutes. I just went on for 27 minutes. That's crazy. All right. Goodbye.